What is up, my friends? My name is Echo, and today I'm back with another Fix That Failed War attack focusing on miners at Town Hall 12. All the footage from today's video is happening from Macedon, a clan within the Circle of Clans, one I've covered many times here before on my channel. And what I decided to do was look at a failed attack at Town Hall 12 using miners, Queen Walk miners specifically, and then show how it was 3-starred after the fail with a very similar army composition. As you can see right here, guys, this is a pretty good base to hit with miners. It's not too spread out. You could utilize your spells well, and you can get to that Eagle Artillery pretty quickly. Also, those Inferno Towers are set on multi, while even though they melt some balloons and miners a little bit quicker, you could also heal through them. And for me as a miner attacker, I prefer to go against a multi than a single target Inferno because, well, there's no healing through. So this is a pretty good level Town Hall 12 right here. And as you can see from the composition, 1 balloon, 1 wizard, 4 healers, 1 baby dragon, 34 miners, a wrecker, maxed out heroes, 4 heal, 2 rage, and a poison. What we're going to do right here is watch how the attack begins and then kind of look at why this one failed. And it's pretty clear that you guys are going to see the difference between this attack and the next one, but we'll get into that in a moment. Before I go any further though, guys, as this balloon drops in right there, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for daily Clash of Clans videos if you like this kind of thing. So let's get into this attack. We got this balloon coming in right here just to be a coconut loon. Basically, that balloon is going to be soaking up any air mines or traps to keep the healers of our queen strong, especially since she only has 4. Typically at Town Hall 12, you'll see people running with 5 healers on the queen. So the baby dragon's done a very nice job there, funneling that queen, so she's going to head over to the west. Now we have the king and the wrecker coming into the base already. The queen has just started her walk, only taking out about 10% of the base before the wrecker and the king came in. Now the king is trying to narrow down the base, but when you look at things here, the base has not been narrowed very much. Usually, let me pause this for a moment. Usually when the miners are going in, you want them to have a narrow pathway, similar to when you would do a hog attack, so that you could heal them along the way. In this attack right here, the base was not really narrowed at all, plus the Eagle Artillery is still up. Let's see how this goes right now. The queen following in behind the wrecker. The enemy queen's going to go down right here, and miners are starting their push. We have the miners in the core of the base. There's going to be a heal spell dropping there fairly soon, and we have the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome ability that was just used. Balloons coming out of the clan castle being poisoned, and the queen should deal with all those. That's not really going to be the problem. We also have a dragon out of the CC as well. The Town Hall goes down. Nice job with the heal spell. Remember, miners are usually pretty safe when the Town Hall goes down, unless if they get stuck there by some skeletons or something that's keeping them drawn to that area. If we pause now, we have a couple of miners down here. They're kind of just fading out. In the center of the base, the multi-target Infernos are running pretty hot right there, guys. But the miners are going to be able to push on through. We have a good chunk of them left, but right here, the queen's ability is being used because we want her to get through that Inferno Tower. Miners are working on that as well. So far, I'm not knowing if you guys can see yet where the mistake went wrong. It's pretty clear to me, and well, I kind of did mention it earlier on as well, so spoiler alert. But the miners, I mean, we're basically just watching the tail end of the attack right now. We're going to end with a 70-something% 2-star on this base because the miners now, no spells, no hero support. They're going to fade out, and they're just not going to be able to get the job done. So we could double time through the rest of this part of the attack right here because, well, the fail or the mistake or the wrong turn actually started out in the very beginning of the attack with that queen walk. And if you were guessing that the queen walk did not go on long enough, if the base was not funneled properly or funneled for long enough, really, it wasn't going to be narrow enough for those miners. So what I'm going to do is go to the war map right now and take a look at base number 3. And in this attack, very similar army, you could see 5 healers. We have 2 wizards, a baby dragon, 32 miners. We have the wrecker. We have the max heroes, of course, 2 freeze, 2 rage, 3 heal, and a poison spell. You're going to see the difference in this attack right here and why this one sees so much more success than the last one. Let's take a look as this thing starts out right here. We have our queen, first of all, starting over here in the southwestern side of the base, rather than starting down in the south. What's happening here is the base is going to be chipped away like a piece of pie, just like you would see in a Hog Rider attack. So right here, the queen is pretty darn safe. She's got the healers on her. There's no Infernos that can hurt her. The Expo's on her, but she's going to be all right through that. Grand Warden support right here. So we have a queen and a Grand Warden walk. Grand Warden with the extra distance on his shot, giving the queen and the healers those buff, and going to now allow them to just continue on through the base a little bit, soon to be mixed in with those miners. So right now, we already have 8% of the base being taken down, and here's the first rage spell. Gonna rage up that queen, and check this out right here, guys. The queen is going around the base, and right now, it's not really a bad choice of that queen to go that way. Not that she's actually choosing. We're going to have an engagement, or actually, yep, there's the engagement with the enemy queen, pausing it right there. So the enemy queen goes down. We're taking down 14% of the base right here, and the base is already narrowed. Check it out right here, guys. It's a much narrower base than it was before, just by taking out that corner. Now let's continue on and see what happens next. The healers are keeping that queen alive as she pounds on that wall to try and break herself into the base. That's going to lower the clan castle. So far, the only thing that we've seen was really the queen and the warden, and we're seeing a base that's already lost the queen, that's already lost a few defenses, and that's getting the clan castle taken care of right there. Queen doing a great job. Now we have the wall wrecker coming in from the south this time at the narrow portion of the base. The whole western side of the base has been taken out and is now, I mean, only with 20% taken out, right here, this 20%, it narrows down the base and keeps the miners going right in this path. They're going to continue along here, going right for the town hall, up the center of the base. Really well funneled out here by the attacker. And here we go. Miners are coming in. The wall wrecker's doing some tanking. The king is going to tank as well. Miners are going to push into the base. So the king is not going to follow. He didn't take that funnel from the wrecker. Actually, here he comes. He's coming around. He's a little bit late. But it looks as if we did have miners coming out of the wrecker as well. Queen walk still walking around the base. Freeze spell on the Giga Tesla from the town hall, and now the king is being beaten up in the center of the base. So are the skeletons. Heal spell on the town hall, keeping the miners alive from the both Giga Tesla, multi-target Inferno, and well, the single target Inferno is taking them out one by one. But right now, the attack is still going strong and has healer support in the core. The king, he's pounded on some wall, but he still does have his ability as well. Let's see if these miners can do and push on through the rest of the base. There are no more spells. All the spells are laid down on the battlefield right now, but we do have those healers. And this is why I love queen walks, guys. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again right now. Queen walks bring attacks back to life. These healers, although the queen walk died, the healers are able to come over here and give support to the ward and get him back to max. Give support to the miners, and now even giving support to the barbarians, the barbarian king. And really, guys, the reason this attack saw much more success than the previous attack was because of the time spent on the queen walk, and this one, in this case, with the queen grand warden walk, taking out a larger percentage of the base, narrowing the base down, and being able to have those miners come in and dominate the core of the base, being able to be healed up along the way. All right, so yeah, there you go. A big tip with those miners, guys, is to make sure you narrow down the base. You could think the same thing when you're doing Hog Riders as well. Very similar strategy, because the troops, they work in a similar fashion, besides miners attacking everything and hogs not attacking everything, only defenses. But there's more I'm going to share with you guys today, not just the fail and the 3-star. I have 2 more attacks that I wanted to share just because I wanted to shed a great light here on Macedon at some other amazing attacks, and one of them is on base number 1. Before I get into it though, guys, if you like this video, if you like this series, Fix That Failed Attack or War Attack, I don't even know what I'm calling it yet, but Fix That Failed Attack, throw a thumbs up. Let me know that you like it. Let me know in the comments as well. I usually wasn't showing any failed attacks on the channel, just a lot of success. But after talking with Clash Bashing and recording our collaboration video just a few days ago, hopefully you guys saw it in the channel. If you didn't, go take a look. He gave me this idea, and I was like, you know, it isn't a bad idea. We could get a lot of learning happening from watching what went wrong and then showing how it was fixed. So, great example of that today. Now we're going in on base number 1, and we're looking at a pretty solid looking Town Hall 12. But this base design it's one we've seen before. Nothing custom here, guys. This is this is a standard internet style base, although it's upgraded fairly well. You would think the person with this base would spend a little bit more time building a base that's a little more custom and different than just upgrading everything. But we got the Wrecker coming in. The Golem are tanking for the Wrecker. Wrecker yet to be touched. Now finally touched by that Wizard Tower. Pushing into the base. Multi-target Inferno. No need to worry right there, guys. The multi-target's not going to do too much damage. Double Dragons coming out of that CC. I need a drink here. There we go. And the Grand Warden's ability being used on the Wrecker, on the King, on the Queen, on the Warden. They are going to take out that Dragon, take out the Town Hall already. 26% of this base taken down. The base has been completely hollowed out right now. This is exactly what I was talking about with the minor attacks. Narrow down, hollow out a base, and you're seeing the same thing happen right here, but with Hog Riders. The Hogs are jumping themselves into the eastern side of the base right now with 2 more heal spells left in the composition after this one has been dropped. The Hogs should be able to be healed 3/4 of the way through this base, and hopefully they have the strength to push on through the rest. We're going to see in a moment, guys. The Hogs, they're all clumped up right there on the Expo, hopefully taking that down quickly. Now going over to the Tesla. Nice job with that heal, catching the edges of that compartment. Now let's see. Are the Hogs going to go back into that heal? Looks like there we go. All jumping back into the compartment with the Wizard Tower, the Mortar, the Archer Tower, and the Cannon. Going to hop in there, beat those defenses down, then make their way over to the west and take out the final compartment of defenses, which has a heal spell being prepared. Here we go. There's that heal spell, taking down the Expo. Going to go into that Wizard Tower, which is one of the toughest defenses on Hog Riders, guys, with its splash damage. You have to be careful with those Wizzy Towers. Mortars as well, but not quite the same. Hogs are going to take down the final defense right here in the base and then clean up everything else. What a beautiful attack. We had some nice minor stuff, and now a few Hog things, and maybe something a little bit different in a little bit. There were also some Valkyries in this attack as well, guys. Not sure if you caught that going into the core of the base to help hollow some things out in there. Hogs, still one of the best ways to attack here in Clash of Clans at a multitude of Town Hall levels. Let me know in the comments below if you prefer Hogs or miners. Now there's one more I'm going to share with you, and it's not a Town Hall 12, but it is on base number 12. Let's jump in and see. It's a Town Hall 11 attack, and if I pause it here, it's got bowlers, it's got Valkyries, it's got healers, it's got baby dragons. What does this look like to you guys? Comment below on what you think this attack strategy is. How well do you know your strategies? To me, this looks like a variation of the Falcon. We have baby dragons starting some things up in the beginning of this attack right here, just taking out some of those outside buildings, funneling things so that there's less for the Queen Walk to have to deal with when it finally comes in. Check this out. Baby dragon on dragon action right here. Here's the Queen Walk. Now the Queen is clearly going to be able to travel down towards the eastern side of the base, unless if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what she does. With the Grand Warden's assistance right there, the Queen Grand Warden walks. Seems to be a really nice way to go in and attack, and it seems that the guys over here at Macedon enjoy that strategy. Now we have the balloons coming out of the clan castle after that dragon was already taken out. Queen's going to clean up that mess right there. The poison spell was already used in the attack. We do have those air defenses. We don't want the ADs to get onto our healers. That would be a big problem for our Queen Walk, but it looks like that is going to be okay as well. Queen Walk is going to pound a little bit, and actually, no, she's going to continue walking around. I'm sorry about that. The Wrecker's coming in and going to open up the compartment for the Queen to get inside of the base. Only 2 strikes right here, and it's going to go on in. There we go. We have the Valkyries. We have the Bowlers, the King, the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome ability should be used pretty quickly here. Actually, he's saving that Eternal Tome ability, guys. I thought it would be used at that moment in time, but no, it wasn't. Rage spell. Look at this. Center of the base is about to be trashed right there, guys. Town Hall's down. Multi-target Inferno is looking okay. And again, that Grand Warden's Eternal Tome ability not being used even yet, and they're in the core of the base. One more heal spell left in the composition. You would think the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome would be used sooner, but there it goes. It's being used right there, guys. Those giant bombs, actually, maybe he knew they were there. Maybe they were scouted before, and he knew that was going to be there, and he wanted to save it. I don't know. I'm not the attacker on this attack right here, but we can see right here that the attack was beautiful. Took the base down nicely with a Town Hall 11 variation of Falcon. And you know I'm a fan of that attack strategy, guys. I love anything with those red heads, and this surely did have 10 of them in the composition. But this war was won by Macedon in big fashion, as you can see right there. Hanging out over here, just came to say hi to the guys to try and capture some great content for you guys to learn from like we do every single day. Remember, guys, if you want to hang out with me even more, come find me on Discord. Link is there as well as in the description below, and you can hit me up over on Twitter at EchoThruMe. Remember, all of my videos are sponsored by G Fuel. Save 10% using code ECHO at gfuel.com. Guys, I'll see all of you back here again tomorrow. Until then, be good.